Do you ever feel heaviness, fear, or restlessness in your home without knowing why? Islam doesn't teach us to panic, it teaches us to remember Allah. In this video, I'll share 5 powerful verses from the Quran that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught for protection, peace, and spiritual safety in every Muslim home. Stay until the end, because the cure is always stronger than the problem. Ayatul Kursi is one of the most powerful and greatest verses of the Quran. He says, carrying immense protection, light and reassurance for every Muslim home. This verse describes the absolute greatness, knowledge and authority of Allah, affirming that nothing in the heavens or the earth exists outside His control. When this truth settles in the heart, fear weakens and trust in Allah grows strong. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ emphasized the special status of Ayat al-Kursi. In authentic narrations, it is mentioned that whoever recites it at night will have a protector from Allah, and Shaytan will not come near them until morning. This shows that protection does not require rituals or fear-based actions, but sincere remembrance and faith. Reciting Ayat al-Kursi regularly in the home fills the environment with spiritual strength. It reminds the heart that Allah never sleeps, never weakens, and never abandons His servants. When fear, anxiety, or restlessness tries to enter a home, this verse restores calm by reconnecting the believer to Allah's perfect guardianship. Ayat al-Kursi is especially effective when recited after salah, before sleep, and when entering or leaving the home. Its power lies not in repetition alone, but in understanding and belief. When recited with certainty, it pushes away Shayāṭīn, strengthens Iman, and brings Sakina, tranquility. Every Muslim home needs Ayat al-Kursi, not as a reaction to fear, but as a daily declaration that Allah alone is the ultimate protector. The last 2 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah hold immense power, mercy, and protection for every Muslim home. These verses beautifully summarize faith, obedience, and complete reliance on Allah. They affirm belief in Allah, His angels, His books, and His messengers, while also acknowledging human weakness and Allah's boundless mercy. Reciting them regularly strengthens Iman and brings deep spiritual reassurance. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ highlighted their importance by saying that whoever recites these 2 verses at night, they will be sufficient for them. Scholars explain that sufficient includes protection from harm, peace of heart, and safety from Shayāṭīn. This shows how Allah has provided simple yet powerful means for guarding both the soul and the home. These verses also teach balance. They remind believers that Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. This message alone brings comfort during times of stress, fear, or difficulty. When recited in the home, they replace anxiety with trust and despair with hope. Making these verses part of a nightly routine, before sleep or after Isha, creates an atmosphere of spiritual security. Families who recite them consistently often feel increased calm and closeness to Allah. The strength of these verses lies in sincerity and consistency. They are not charms, but divine words that protect through faith. By reciting them regularly, a believer places their home under Allah's mercy and protection, trusting Him fully in both the seen and unseen. Surah Al-Ikhlas is a short but immensely powerful chapter of the Quran that establishes the foundation of Islamic belief, pure Tawheed, the oneness of Allah. In just a few verses, it declares that Allah is one, self-sufficient, unmatched, and beyond comparison. This clear affirmation of faith weakens Shayāṭīn, because their influence thrives where belief is confused or weak. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ emphasized the greatness of Surah Al-Ikhlas, stating that it is equal to 1/3 of the Qur'an in meaning. This is because Tawheed is the core of the Qur'an's message. When this surah is recited regularly in the home, it strengthens Iman and reminds everyone that Allah alone is the ultimate protector, provider, and controller of all affairs. Reciting Surah Al-Ikhlas brings spiritual clarity and peace. Shayāṭīn flee from places where Allah's oneness is firmly affirmed, because arrogance and misguidance cannot survive in an environment centered on pure belief. This surah is especially powerful when recited with Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas for protection, as taught by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Making Surah Al-Ikhlas part of daily life, after salah, before sleep, and within the home, creates a shield of faith. Its power does not come from length, but from truth. When a home is built upon Tawhid, fear diminishes, hearts grow strong, and Allah's protection surrounds the household continuously. Surah Al-Falaq is a powerful supplication taught by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for seeking Allah's protection from all forms of harm. In this short yet profound surah, Allah instructs believers to seek refuge in the Lord of the daybreak, from the evil of what He has created, from darkness when it settles, and from all sources of harm that may affect a person's life. This makes Surah Al-Falaq a strong spiritual shield for the home. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi regularly recited Surah Al-Falaq along with Surah Al-Ikhlas and Surah An-Nas, especially before sleeping. He also encouraged its recitation in the morning and evening as part of daily protection. These teachings show that Islam provides clear and simple methods for safeguarding oneself and one's household without fear or superstition. Surah Al-Falaq addresses both seen and unseen harm, reminding believers that Allah is the ultimate source of safety. When recited sincerely, it strengthens the heart, calms anxiety, and removes fear. Shayāṭīn cannot remain in an environment where Allah is actively sought for protection. Making Surah Al-Falaq a regular part of your home, recited after salah, before sleep, or during moments of unease, invites divine protection. Its effectiveness lies in trust and consistency. By turning to Allah through this surah, a believer places their home under His care, knowing that no harm can reach them without His permission. Surah An-Nas is a deeply comforting and protective chapter of the Qur'an that teaches believers to seek refuge directly with Allah from the whispers of Shayāṭīn. Unlike other forms of harm, whispers target the heart and mind, creating fear, doubt, and anxiety. This surah addresses that hidden danger by reminding us that Allah alone is the Lord, King, and God of mankind. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam regularly recited Surah An-Nas along with Surah Al-Ikhlas and Surah Al-Falaq as a means of protection. He taught his companions to recite them in the morning, evening, and before sleep. This shows that protection in Islam is proactive, not reactive. Believers protect themselves through remembrance, not fear. Surah An-Nas is especially powerful because it exposes the true nature of Shayāṭīn. They whisper and retreat. When Allah is remembered, their influence weakens and disappears. Reciting this surah in the home helps cleanse the atmosphere from negative thoughts, spiritual heaviness, and irrational fear. Including Surah An-Nas in daily routines, after salah, before bedtime, or when feeling uneasy, strengthens inner peace and trust in Allah. Its power lies in sincerity and awareness, not repetition alone. By seeking refuge with Allah through Surah An-Nas, a believer protects their heart and home, knowing that Allah's protection is always greater than any whisper or unseen influence.